good. Snowy? Yeah. We made my chocolate. Stayed up too late. Got up too early. You know, weekend. How about you, Lynn? How was your weekend?
Oh, weekend was good.
Good. So what I have on today's announcement for the folks at home, I think will be useful for you. But of course, you guys here, I think it's going to be good. I put up the solutions to the work that we did last time, the 76, 77. So at some point very soon here, I will pull those up so you can look at them if you want. We're not going to do that right now, but you can kind of do that on your own if you'd like. But that was it, right? That was the end of chapter 1. And so what I did between 8:30 and 1 a.m. last night was make this for you. Okay? I know.
Yeah, now I'm gonna enjoy.
Listen, it wasn't that bad. Like I snuggled up on the couch with the dog and put a blanket on and chilled out. I ate too much cheesecake. It was good. Yeah, good stuff. The only part I regretted. And so what you're getting actually has 2 parts. And I will say this right now. This is not something you're going to hand in. I'm not checking this. Okay, so you do as much or as little as you think you need to. Folks at home, I broke it down into 2 separate things just because I had it separately. But it's all stapled together, and you guys can get a copy of this tomorrow if you want. Of course, feel free to print it out if you'd like. But what you see in front of you, I just want to kind of talk through it for a second. I didn't know how I wanted to copy this, so I apologize, folks at home. It's actually in the other order. I thought doing the grouped sections in the copy first would allow you to kind of focus in on certain things, and then you could try a test practice. So what you'll see, the first 3.5 pages, so 7 sides, are all kind of homogeneous sections, right? Parts that are all the same skill with a bunch of practice for each one. Okay, so at home, if you click on review number 2, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. First page, front and back, so the first 2 pages is section 1, I'm calling it, evaluating a function and limits graphically. So lots of practice with that. Section 2, evaluating limits from a table, and there's 2 tables. You get some practice with that. That's questions 3 and 4. And then we get to the more of like the algebraic kind of setup. Section 3, just direct substitution. Section 4, factoring. Section 5, rationalizing. Section 6 with those one-sided infinite limits, right? Deciding whether it's infinity or negative infinity by dropping in a number nearby. Section 7 is a pretty small collection of trig limits. If you need more, this may be the only section that you feel like, man, I really still don't get it. Maybe that's where you can ask me for some additional ones. Those are by far the hardest ones to make up. I made up every other question. I just made them up, and I made them work. Okay, these I had to look at. This is a lot harder for me to create in ways that you can use identities and break them apart with the sine of theta over theta and the 1 minus cosine of theta over theta and all that kind of stuff. And but this is a good collection of 10 of them, so I thought that would be a decent start in section 7. And then section 8 on the back there, or towards the back, those 3 questions on limit-based continuity. Now, I know, so that was what you guys were at home for yesterday. And so people in front of me right now, you guys, the idea behind it, and you see it says, use our 3-step definition to conclude whether the function is continuous at the given x value. What are those 3 things that need to be true if a function is continuous? And feel free to look back. You don't have to know it yet. Brady, one thing. Define. Give me a point. Got to have a point there. Good. Number 2. Got to have a limit. Beautiful. So function is defined. Limit exists. And they're the same. Got to be the same number. That's it. If those 3 things are true, the function is continuous. And so what we did yesterday, and what you would do, 29, 30, 31, I thought 31 was going to give me a little more space, so it's a little cramped there at the bottom. You're just going to do those 3 things. And although you can look at the graph and be like, duh, Rosie, it's continuous, or duh, it is obviously not, you have to prove that with your words, okay? And it's just kind of getting used to that fact that sometimes we state the obvious in calculus so that we conclude the not so obvious eventually. That's kind of the like I can't prove some crazy polynomial limit or whatever if I don't know that 1 plus 1 is 2. We don't have to say that anymore, but we are using that fact over them. So that's a weird example, but it is true. So there you go. So those are the 8 sections, kind of like the 8 ideas that we focus on here in this, amazingly, just like the 3 weeks in this chapter. That's incredible. You guys are awesome. But then you turn the page here in class or at home, you click on review number 1, test practice, and you will see that it's more in that style, right? The kind of setup that you're going to expect if this was printed and handed to you, which it, of course, won't be. It's going to be set up as a Google form, but this is what it would look like if we were doing this in person. And this, more or less, was my test from last year. It's amended. There's a couple of questions that aren't in there, and there are a couple of questions that I changed some of the numbers and added some things in there. But this is basically a good portion of my test from last year from chapter 1. So I wanted to give that to you. Obviously, things will be a little bit different, but there could be some similarity, or even some really close kind of questions. So I just wanted you to kind of get used to that multiple choice and looking at, whatever, like all that kind of stuff that comes up on the test. Question number 4, like which of the following statements are true? And you kind of have to look at all. Just kind of getting you back into that mindset. Okay. And so you have 3 full days to work through it at your pace and do what you need, and then maybe a little bit more so that you kind of build that confidence going into Friday. Okay, so 12 sides, 6 pages. Lots and lots and lots of practice. And what I did during second is I got the first 24 questions done. I was able to do that in about a half hour. Okay. And what I want us to do is just kind of start with that. I think it is to your benefit to do every single one. I think so. If I'm you, I'm sitting in your chair and I have a pretty decent work ethic and I want to do really well on this first test, I'm going to do them all. Now, some of them are a little repetitive, for sure, but some of them are not. Some of them really stand alone. And if you skip a question, that you might be skipping out on a whole big idea that you would otherwise miss out. So I think it's a good idea. I think I would do them all if I were you. Okay. And that's it. That's what we're going to do for these few days. So folks at home, feel free to stick around or not, right? I told you I wanted to give you some time away from the screen, time to focus on what you need to. So log off if you want to. I'm going to stay on, and you can jump back on if you do have questions or you want to see some answers. I will post these solutions hopefully by tomorrow. I should have all of this done. I might even finish it during class today. And then I'll get them posted for you so you can check them out. And then I'll see you guys in class tomorrow. You guys in front of me, same deal, but for tomorrow, right? Jump on for attendance. Make sure I'm recording them there. And then log off. Give yourself a break. Because once we get to Monday and we start chapter 2, we are back full schedule for sure, including potentially some Fridays if we need them. Okay. I gave this test on February 6th last year. Okay, we are taking it on February 26th. That's how far behind we are, just because of the timing and COVID. It's all good. We'll make up the time. I've already made up lots of time because we spent 5 weeks on this chapter. We only last year we just spent 4 weeks, including this review week and test week. So that's pretty good. We already made up a week. If we can do that in every chapter, then we are caught up. I feel really good about that. So I'm not stressed about the timeline. I just wanted to let you know that in order to get done what we need to get done, we'll just keep working. Okay. So there you go. Let's just have a good little work day. I have something towards the end that I'd like to show you, something you've seen before and something you haven't. So maybe save the last 10 minutes or so, and that'll kind of give us a chance to decompress after a half hour where your hands are cramping. So I'm going to put on some tunes to relax too. You can do the same if you want to put in some music. But ask questions. I'm happy to work through stuff. I'll put up the solutions to 76 and 77 first. You can check those out. Oh, I heard a plane. Let's see what it was. You're welcome, Delaney. Let's see if I can find.
Thanks, Rosie.
Welcome, Thea.
Yes, thank you. I listened to it. I've been listening to Renee all the time now. Really the best way to say it.
It's rude. It's hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
It is hard to argue with
Try
that.
it. Thank you.
All right, cool. So if you wanted to check out 76 and 77, I'm happy to scroll through some stuff. Just let me know which questions you want to see. Otherwise, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna knock out Rosie's solution. I gotta find a pencil though. Where's my pencil? And like I said, I have 1 through 24 done already. So if you just say, hey, what did you get for number 2C, I can just shout it out to you. Or you can come up and take a look. That's cool. But so far, I have not made any mistakes, which is awesome considering I made these questions up. So that's sweet. That weird, like, high-pitched sound. But oh, it's back. Ah. Trig limits work. That's good. A little of this, a little of that. Nothing super, super crazy, but some of them are trickier. 26, 27, probably the two hardest ones. Just to know what to look for could be tricky. So let me know if you want some help, some guidance. I didn't call it function anything. I'll call it f of x. Section 8, I didn't name the function anything, so I'm just going to call it f of x. Sorry about that. Fix the digital copy. There we go. Yeah, done. So I will get this uploaded today. So you can set your answers as you go. What is something you want to talk about? Love to. Yeah. If I take your time, work through it. I'm gonna stop up in about 10 minutes and just show you something cool. At least I. Couple things. One thing we've seen already, but it was at home, so I want to show it again. And then something you haven't. The what? Universe thing.
You know.
I don't know. Enlighten me.
Just the size of everything.
Oh no, but that is so cool. Oh my goodness. I play on them for hours. Well, so I mean we went
every weekend.
well we went once, but like we haven't like I just like let my 3.5-year-old just run. But she just went crazy.
Okay, well,
so we went to like
okay, Rosie, I go there all the time.
I love it. That is museums are I would live there if I could. Is that the best one? Nature and Science?
That's the one. Yeah, I love it.
Because I have a family membership, so we can go whenever we want.
They opened up a new space exhibit, and they have this
Space Odyssey?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't go in there.
Yeah, they just refurbished.
Nice. Is it extra or is it part of the?
No, I think it's
Okay, cool.
yeah. They just kind of like eliminate capacity.
Okay. Yeah, so you had to like schedule times. So I wanted to go to that, but we went 2 Sundays ago. No, we went Monday, that day off, that President's Day. That's when we went.
Okay. Yeah.
So we went last
I
Monday.
have
Yeah.
to schedule time. I'm not sure if it's just like my quickie New York dad that was Jonathan, but you know, we didn't schedule a time.
Right.
But in the space odyssey room, they have this really cool thing, and it's like it's also like this scale thing.
Okay.
And it has like a little knob, and it starts where we're at, and then it like brings you back, but it's explaining everything as you do it.
So cool.
And me and my dad was just like sitting there for like an hour.
Oh, it's
looking at it like.
this. Yeah, this website is so freaking cool. So scale of the universe.
It's like that, but it just keeps going, and it tells you like
this first one? Oh, but see, the problem is that like it was Flash based, and now Flash isn't a thing anymore. So I don't know.
If you get a chance to go though, I know you will think it's so cool. After you left, I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. It doesn't compare it to regular objects, but it does give you different pictures.
Yeah. This website I've spent way too much time on. Just because it's so cool. Like, get out of here, Google. I don't want you. You're inappropriate. But yeah, just like, and you can go slowly or as fast as you want. Usually it would just like start leading me in. But you can like click on all this stuff. Like, oh, I want to know what's up with quail egg. Many people think that quail eggs are better than chicken eggs. It's just like this like really weird stuff to talk about. Pennies. It was a little bit more dynamic. This used to like move and actually the range of microwaves is pretty large. They range from 1 millimeter to 1 meter. Wow. This electromagnetic wave comfortably fits into this range and thus into a microwave. But yeah, you just get like really like stuff gets really interesting really fast.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is a TWIP? A TWIP is a 20th of a typographical point. 12-point font is 240 TWIPs high. That's cool. It's stuff you just don't know about. And then, like, this is where I find stuff to be fascinating. Getting into here.
What's that? The Everett exhibit?
Yeah, that's where we spent most of our time with dinosaurs. My daughter loves
If you
dinosaurs.
look at this, if you look at the little thing, they show how much, like, the little pictures, they show how much is fossil bones and how much is reconstructed.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Some of them are like a lot of fossils. The really big ones, 80% fossil.
Wow. That's awesome. Like, you just like don't like Mars in Asia. Like what? It's right next to the zoo. Yeah.
Right next to the zoo. There's pretty much in the zoo, and it has that little.
Minecraft world is that big. No, right when you walk in, they have a couple big ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite nebula.
If we did something like that in the space, it was like a similar thing on it. It was like a, yeah, they did a VR thing.
I haven't been there in like 5 years.
Well, this one's pretty new.
The
That's like brand new.
distance the Earth has traveled,
What was the thing that I had?
500,000 light years. That's amazing.
I'm gonna let you know when I'm at my dad's house. I'll be like, Sam, come for me, Sam, right now. What are you doing?
Yeah, count me in. Seriously.
Honestly, the entire.
We'll be
class
there.
is
We'll just
fine.
take a field trip.
Yeah.
Not associated with. We'll just do it separately. But like,
You have to wear masks anyway. So
yeah.
perfectly safe.
Boom. And then it's like a Millennium Falcon or something. But you like get into quarks and like string theory stuff. Like that's what's realize how small all this is. Yeah, quantum foam, blanks and strings.
I like when it shows you how big the universe is. At the one end of the museum.
Yeah.
Living in a museum would be really cool. Yeah, and they do something where they like show you like they'll show you like the distance between the Earth and the sun, and then they zoom out and they're like, now this is like 1,000 times that distance. And you're like, what? And then there's like, now this is the thing. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
And then they do the exact same thing and they go out and they're like, this is what we've observed so far.
Degrees of relativity are pretty crazy to think about. Yeah. Yeah, we went there for the first time that Monday. It was cool.
We used receipt paper. Like everybody got like this big giant roll of receipt
Right.
paper, and we like measured out like a scale model of the universe on their receipt paper, and like or of the solar system.
Okay.
And like it was so much fun.
Just to see how far apart things really are. Did you
Yeah.
draw them like relative sizes too, like comparing like
We tried.
Jupiter and Saturn and
Yeah, we tried.
If you go to the museum, it's something like that, you start meditating.
sweet.
You know, just typical dad thing.
Love it.
He's a great guy. Love him. Strangest guy I know. But that's cool.
Well, I'm glad they figured out how to get around flash. All right, last couple minutes, and then I'll show you a couple things. And I have more to show you along the way eventually, as time allows. Maybe tomorrow on Thursday. We'll see. I haven't shown this to cohort Yeah, so I'll show them tomorrow. I'll stop the recording so I don't spill the beans.